Yes guys, Max here, back again with a brand new video, and I'm buzzing my tree off. Man United have just beaten Aston Villa 2-1 at Villa Park. Let's talk about it. Getting nice and comfy for this one. We're sitting back, we're relaxing because, yeah, I was on the edge of my seat for the last 15 minutes of that game. We'll get into that anyway later on. But full time, Aston Villa 1, Man United 2. 3 wins from 3 in the Premier League this month. We beat Wolves at the start of it 4-3 in sublime fashion. West Ham 3-0 last week. And we beat Aston Villa 2-1. All in the top half of the table, these 3 teams are. And we've beaten all 3 of them. 2 away wins, 1 home win. We're on a very, very decent run of form at the minute. A very strong performance away from home. We started the game very, very well. First 15, 20 minutes, we were probably the better team. Genuinely, we were the better team. I think Villa's high line, because we exploited it last time when we played them at home, we sort of knew what we were doing again this time. We tried it a few times in the first half, first 15 minutes, but we did get, caught offside a few times. So, we started to be a bit more patient in our play. We started to pass it around a little bit more, control the game. And yeah, it was a good 15 minutes. It was a good start to the game at Villa Park. A tough crowd, a tough place to go away from home. A team who've, up until last weekend, were unbeaten at home for a while. So it was really impressive that we managed to come to Villa Park and start controlling the game very early on. And yeah, we got a few set pieces early on. We were drawing a few fouls. Rashford doing it a lot. Garnacho drawing a few. And we were looking like a dominant force from corners as well, which we never normally seem to be. We were like, maybe it's because Maguire was in the team, to be fair. We have Maguire and Varane at centre-back, and they were sort of like our leaders, our big men coming up from the back to attack the corners or to attack the set pieces. So instead of passing it short, which we did a few times actually, and we tried to work a few different set piece styles, which I think since I was slewing it a few weeks ago, since then we've been unbelievable at set pieces. I think Eric Ramsey's got his job on the go now. I think he's very much improving, let's just say. I don't know whether a word has been put in by Ten Hag or the United board or whatever, because before the last few weeks, we were terrible at set pieces, like absolutely dreadful, but I don't know what's happened since then. We've started to, look a real threat from them. And our first goal came from a set piece. A corner was whipped in by Bruno Fernandes, I believe. An outswinging corner towards Harry Maguire, towards the back post. Maguire then heads it on for Rasmus Højlund yet again to score another goal for Manchester United. A very tidy finish. I think a little left foot. He just guided it past Martinez from like 3 or 4 yards out. There was a quick check to see if he was offside. At first, when the goal went in, I'll be honest, I didn't celebrate it. I thought it was offside from first glance. I was there. I was like, what is he going to give it? I don't know. Everyone I was watching it with also thought the same thing. We just sat in silence. We couldn't believe it. But they did give the goal. He was definitely onside. I think it was Ollie Watkins playing him on. A lack of defensive awareness from him, which is totally understandable, to be fair. But Maguire, a very good assist. He rose and just headed it on towards a dangerous area and hoped a player would be there. Rasmus Højlund fortunately was there. And Højlund can't stop scoring. Since his first goal in the Premier League against Aston Villa on Boxing Day, he hasn't stopped scoring. It's another one to add to his tally. I think that's 5 goals in 5 games now for him. He looks very confident. We're starting to, sort of thread the ball to him a bit more now. We're starting to look at him in the box, look for him. When the wingers have got it or the fullbacks have got it out wide, we're always trying to work our way into key areas and then swing it in for Rasmus Højlund, because before then we're just walking about with the ball, playing it around on the edge of the box and just having a shot from 30 yards, which is never going to get us anywhere. It looks like we have got a pattern of play now, and maybe Ten Hag spoke to the team and said, let's start looking for Højlund, because we have been doing it. I've noticed it recently, especially in the last 3 games in the league this month, so I hope it continues. I hope we can see more of that. Since the goal though, Aston Villa became the better team, I must say. They started to play a lot better. They had a fair few chances. And can we talk about Onana? I do want to have a little segment on Andre Onana today, because for me, I think that was probably one of his best games in a United shirt. In fact, it probably could be his best one. That and the Copenhagen 1-0 home win that we got, where he saved the penalty in the dying minutes. They're probably his 2 best games. Also at Anfield as well, he was quite good, to be fair. But today he was really, really good. He looked like he was a bit more confident. His distribution still can be worked on, but that's always going to happen with a ball-playing goalkeeper. They're not always going to get everything right. They're always looking for the obscure ball. That's just what they do. And a few times, a few dodgy passes, but his saves today were good. He was coming off his line. He was commanding his area. He was you know, sometimes speeding things up if we saw a counter attacking us, sometimes slowing it down when there was no need to go forward. So he seemed very confident today. A few good one-on-one saves, a few good saves from powerful strikes from John McGinn and Jacob Ramsey as well. So I'm very pleased with Andre Onana at the minute. Hopefully he can keep this form going. At half-time, we end up going into it 1-0 up, but the worst part about half-time was there's always something at half-time. I always feel like someone's going to come off injured for Man United at half-time, and it happened again today. Luke Shaw comes off, Victor Lindelof replaces him, and since then we were really struggling. In the next half an hour of the second half, we couldn't get into the game. Luke Shaw was so good in the first half, and he's been so good since he's come back from injury that we were relying on him to be in that left-back role, to be that, you know, that key figure. He's got a great relationship with Rashford down the left-hand side as well, but again, another injury. Oh, I don't think he was injured. I think Ten Hag spoke about it after the game. I think it was just a precaution because obviously we've got no other fullbacks available at the minute. Malacia and Wan-Bissaka are still injured, and Reguilon's obviously his loan got cut short because we didn't want to pay the money for it. So I hope Shaw can be fit for the Luton game next week. We'll certainly need him. The inevitable then did happen. Aston Villa got back into the game. It was a bit, you know, I just didn't know what to make of it. I thought we were just letting Aston Villa play. I think they cross it in. A bit of a scuffle in the box. I think Onana saves it. It still comes back out to Leon Bailey, who tries to... Does he try to loft it? I think he just hits it. It deflects off someone, maybe Varane. No, I don't think it was Varane. Bruno Fernandes, I think it deflected off. Varane was in there. He just couldn't get there. And Douglas Luiz just sweeps it in from 5 yards out. I mean, a very scrappy goal. A goal we shouldn't be conceding, but... it's another one of them goals that you can't do a lot about it, really. I don't know what Douglas Luiz was doing. He scored his goal fair enough to him. He starts doing a little shimmy. He's dropping a little shimmy on Onana. I don't know what he was thinking, because obviously that came back to bite him in the end. But Aston Villa definitely did deserve that goal until Marcus Rashford was replaced around the 70th minute, 20 minutes to go. Scott McTominay came on, I think, to try and shore the midfield up. And he did more than just do that. I've been very critical of McTominay in a midfield aspect. I think he can offer more in midfield and he doesn't. He seems to go missing in the midfield a lot. But throwing him on for 20 minutes as sort of like a second striker along with Højlund, just playing in behind him or getting into that box, he's unbelievable at it. And I think this is the sort of thing we've got to do with him now, not just throw him on in the midfield, make him hold the midfield. He's got to be attacking the key areas up the other end of the box, and that's where he's the best at. Being 6'4", being a former striker, he knows what sort of areas to get himself into, and we saw it with the winning goal. Kobbie Mainoo had it on the right-hand side, played it to Garnacho. Was it Garnacho? No, I think he played it to Dalot, didn't he? It was Dalot with the assist, definitely. So, yeah, I think Kobbie Mainoo had it. He was dancing around a few defenders, laid it off to Dalot. He just swung it in, I think he saw maybe McTominay and Højlund in the box. Why not swing it in? He's in a bit of danger. Let's just swing the ball in. And it was beneficial because he swung it into a very key area. McTominay dominated Matty Cash on the back post. Absolute bullet header. And Man United go and score a winning goal with about 5 minutes to go. So great to see. Great to see McTominay coming on, scoring another goal. He's done it so many times this season. And that's what, like I just said a minute ago, that is what he's best at. So I'm very pleased with the result. Hopefully we can start getting a few more players back from injury. Malacia, Mason Mount, Wan-Bissaka. We need to see them back ASAP. And roll on Luton next week. Another 4:30 kickoff on the Sunday. Hopefully we can walk away with 3 points. It'll be difficult away at Kenilworth Road. We know they make it into a bit of a fortress there. They tend to play very well. They've been banging in goals recently up until this weekend where they lost to Sheffield United. So we've got to pounce on that. Personally, I'm going to go for a 3-0 away win for United against Luton. I think we can do it. I hope so anyway. Fingers crossed. It's the first time in a while I predicted... Actually, no, I predicted us to beat West Ham, didn't I? Silly me. Well, hopefully we can get the win. And yeah, top result. Let me know, United fans, what you thought in the comment section below. I'm going to try and post very regularly now. This room is getting revamped. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to be in here. I'm going to live in here. That about wraps it up. See you in the next one.